The virtual equivalent of football. Forget about chess clubs and trying to organise chess games with other schools. Here's a game that kids love. It's easy to learn, but because of teamwork, one of the hardest to master. You can upload it on your school server, play LAN lunchtime clubs, and if you manage to get a team together, you can challenge another team from a different school. Of course, all of this is academic if you only appreciate the benefits to your students. Teamwork is essential, and a rare thing to find for a game that is as pure as chess. The game practices spatial awareness, especially if cockpit view is enforced, though this is difficult even for the best of players. Basic geometry is combined with high-speed, fast reaction gameplay. The kids will be hooked for sure. And of course, they can customize their bike and server settings, a first introduction to programming. Indeed, one of the developers learnt programming through learning to play this game, just the way learning should be. And because it is free, they can download the game at home. Make them smile when you give them homework assignments. None of this matters if you haven't experienced the game yourself. How will you balance speed and reaction? Speed certainly gives you an advantage over your opponents, though the faster you go, the faster your reaction time needs to be. Then there's mazing. Will you notice how skillful players can become, setting traps, developing countermeasures? Will you specialize as an attacker, defender, sweeper, or just try to survive for as long as possible somewhere in midfield? And then there is teamwork. Will you be lucky enough to find a team with like-minded players? Because things are happening so fast, with games lasting less than a minute, there is no time to plan, explain, or modify real-time gameplay. Well, let's say you like playing the game. Let's say you set up the game on your school server on the pretext that you want to set up a school club. And while you're playing on the internet some lunchtime, some kids find out and end up persuading you to join. Because they always find out when there's a good thing going down, since school, well, it isn't exactly the most exciting of places normally. Now if you see the potential of the game, the true potential, you can work with a team of other teachers to promote the game to other schools, not for reasons of money, because it is all free, but just to get more teams to play against. And if you are really hooked by the game, and the enthusiasm that the kids have for it, you might want to think real big. Imagine 1 million players in 128,000 teams playing across 64,000 servers simultaneously in a non-centralized, self-organizing championship played within a day. And if we get to that stage, an entry of £1 per player could mean a winnings of £128,000 for your school, if of course your school team wins. The rest being distributed to other winning teams, administration of servers, and of course some money can go towards the original developers and games designers who provided all this in the first place, completely free. They do not ask for money. They never have, and they never will. I just think they deserve something for the hours of fun this game generates. The teamwork, learning about programming, self-discipline, and self-organizing. The lessons learned from this are invaluable, but not only for kids. It's called network power, and it's the very edge of politico-economic theory. Let's imagine one of the kids introduces this kind of system in the school. Let's say everyone in the class pays £1, and they all have to decide what to do with their £30. Perhaps they join up an entire year group, and in a week they have to decide what to do with £400. Or imagine Imagine if they developed the social skills to make a decision collectively for the entire school. That's £2,000 a week. Imagine. But of course all this is academic, unless you download the game, play for yourself, and imagine how deep this experience could become.